Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Happen in 49, 61, 63 or 69 when they reach the final. But the class of 2021 have delivered. Leicester City are FA Cup winners at last and are history makers at Wembley.
They have blown their rivals away. They have blown us all away in truth. Premier League champions 2016. The amazing Leicester City!
Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Right, Chris.
There, and here I am. Pressed a few buttons. I tell you what, you get all organised. You know when you're watching football at home, or even at the stadium, whichever, and you decide that's the moment that you really, really need the toilet. You know that a goal is going to be scored, don't you? And literally 2 moments before I'm due to go live, there's somebody knocking on the door. It happens. It happens. At least I wasn't on the toilet, I suppose. That's some good news. Good afternoon. How excited are we to actually be in this round? Bit squeaky bum time last night. This is Leicester Till I Die TV. We are going to be doing the watch along for the live Europa Conference. Sorry, fraudulent slip there. That's next season. Europa Conference League. This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Thank you for watching, and if you're listening as well, thank you for listening. It really does mean a lot. This is where you can find us.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform, or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
I'm not sure who they got on BT Sport, but I'll tell you what, he's got a fine head of hair. He could spare some of that for me. You know? I need to know who he is. I need to contact him. Mike, good evening. How are you? I hope you. Good evening. You see, that's because I'm normally doing it at night. I'm not used to daylight. I'm like a vampire. I'm going to sort of slowly start to melt from this side. Good afternoon, Mike. Big up to yourself as well. Bad luck for the other night, mate. I hope you are okay. Facebook user, afternoon all and all white quiz. I don't know who you are because with you not signing in to the StreamYard app, it doesn't bring your name up, but good evening to you both. Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. Well, Simon, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day. I'll cover everything. What a game last night it was. Like, I'm going to say this right from the start. You know, from my previous shows and my comments, and our fallouts, I've fallen out with some people over it, that I've not been impressed with Brendan Rodgers and his substitutions. You know, against Arsenal, 2 defensive players off, 2 defensive players on when we're 2-0 down. Why? And you can't say you were resting them for this game because look at Albrighton. He's been playing every minute and he's virtually the oldest player in the squad. But yesterday, he got it right. Well done, Brendan. Right substitutions, right time. And Vestergaard, mate. Yeah, you were brilliant. You came on, you did what was asked of you, and you kept it tidy at the back. It was last ditch defending at some point. And do you know what? It was desperate. It was desperate at times. But do you know what? It doesn't matter. And I've got to give credit, a bit more credit to Vestergaard, because when he was down in what looked like a rugby scrum, I couldn't even see the ball. He actually moved his hand out the way. Spencer, good afternoon. Who do we want? I tell you what, I'll come on to the teams in a second, because I don't think there's a particularly easy draw, to be honest with you. Renee, hello. How are you? Terry, so here is a question to ponder. Say Leicester were to lose in the final, and the winners already qualified for the Europa Cup due to the league standings. Do Leicester take the winner's place? Terry, I've not long been up. Don't give me these questions. I'm about to get somebody in who may know. His football knowledge is a little bit more than me, so we will find out. And see. So just bear with me 1 second. Let's just bring this up. Doug is waiting very patiently in the green room. Benny said, brilliant fighting spirit last night, and welcome back. Yeah, Little Wes was absolutely brilliant. He really was. You know, I'm. You had to give him man of the match, really, didn't you? I mean, he played well. He scored the goal, for God's sake, you know. Rene, I'm with you on this one. Personally, I would love to get Slavia Prague again for revenge. But anyway, let's bring my guest in. He's a very happy chappy, because that's what he's got a nice draw in the Champions League, but he knows his stuff when it comes to Europe. And good evening, Doug. How the devil are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Chris. I'm doing very well. Congratulations on getting past Rennes last night.
Oh.
I was actually at work, and obviously I caught the last sort of 10-15 minutes. It was quite nervy at times, wasn't it?
My arse hurt so much this morning because it was squeaking that much. When Little Wes equalised, I'm sat with my son watching it, and we're like, this is all right now. We felt comfortable. And they got the second, and we didn't realize. We both turned around and looked at each other, and we both sat on the edge of the sofa like this, hands on the knees, watching it. I hate watching games at home. It was a very, very nervy last few minutes, you know. Doug, how the devil are you, says Rennie.
Yeah, I'm good, Rennie. Thank you very much.
Mike, I'll message you afterwards. Just wanted to chat to you about, but let's have a look at what's coming up. So he says, because I don't know when they're going to start the draw. It's supposed to be 2:00, but you know UEFA, don't you?
Yeah,
we are here, and these are sort of the teams that are in the last 8 here, and you know, we've got Roma, we've got Prague, Marseille, Eindhoven, Feyenoord, PAOK, and Bodo Glimt. The famous. I'm sure they've got 24 players on the pitch. You know, that's how they get there. But let's have a look at how it's going to happen today. If I can just bring it up. So yeah, these are the teams that are left in. High Sea Cloud. We're just going to be getting onto that now. Who do we want? Leicester 76 ranking there. There's some big names in there, isn't there, Doug?
Yeah, some absolute massive names, and especially with you, obviously Roma for me are the ones to avoid, for sure. But yeah, I was obviously listening to you when I was in the green room. Slavia Prague's one to get back at, as well. And yeah, Marseille, PSV Eindhoven, Feyenoord. There's some big teams in there. And obviously, you've got the story of the Conference League so far in Bodo Glimt, who I think were in the second division quite a wee while ago of Norwegian football. Yeah. So the fact that they've managed to get to the quarterfinals is outstanding.
It is, and I think you've always got to be careful of what you wish for. And if you wish for, I mean, they would be if we lived in an ideal world, that would be the draw you'd want. But then if you go out to them because they're the lowest ranked team, then I don't know. Roma and Marseille, I'm hoping they get each other because that would be nice. But this is how it is going to work. And let me just get this up big screen so I can actually read it. There we go. Where is it? What? Here we go. So, how do the draws for the Europa Conference quarterfinals and semi-finals work? There's going to be a free draw for the quarterfinals with ties numbered 1 to 4 for the semi-final draw that follows. A draw will also be made to determine the home side in the final for administrative reasons. There are no seedings or country protection. Any restrictions will be announced ahead of the game. I mean, when you look at that, there's no club that's going to have to play anybody in their own country anyway. Hi,
hello, Ankit.
How the devil are you, sir? Scott, hello. You're fighting through COVID at the moment. We hope you do get better. Scott. As I said to Mike, so I've got to say it to Leicester. We've not had much to be positive about this season, have we? So I suppose that COVID.
Hey.
I think I've got to give myself one of these. I deserve it. The quarter and semi-finals, quarterfinals, the first leg's on the 7th, the second leg's on the 14th, so the month away. And then not long straight after that, you got the semi-finals, with the finals being on the 25th of May in this wonderful-looking stadium. I must admit, it looks more like a bus station, but... it is actually a stadium. It's in Tirana in Albania, 21 and a half just over capacity. It's their national arena, and it is the first time any sort of final or anything has been in Albania. So I suppose it's quite apt for it to be there. And to be honest with you, I like to see these other countries. I mean, not Qatar, because that's just stupid, and we know about that. But I do love to see these countries that haven't had tournaments before have them.
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously we had Baku for the Europa League final a couple of years ago as well. It's just nice to see new countries get these finals, and obviously Albania is one of them for sure.
Yeah.
I must say, from looking at the teams that you could get, I think Roma is the one to definitely avoid. And I think probably the one for me, I mean, there's no easy games. Let's be honest with you. But Dutch sides don't tend to travel very well, especially in Europe. So I would probably say maybe one of the Dutch sides would probably be the one to get, I would say.
Well, let's have a look. And I do apologise. Please do forgive me, because I haven't asked you to tell people where they can find you.
Oh,
in all the excitement, I mean, you got to say, we're getting a nosebleed here. We have never been this far, apart from the Champions League that one season. This is as far as we've ever been in Europe.
Don't worry about that. No, you can find me on the Dugout Football channel and YouTube. Instagram's Douglas.Horn. My Twitter handle is mrod_1992, and you can also find me on Facebook at Douglas James Horn.
Brilliant. And the links to a few of those are in the description below on YouTube. So let's look. The first team here. Oops, hang on. Oh, I've just not woken up yet. I don't do these early shows for a reason, and this is it. So it's Bodø Glimt, Norway, ranking 114th. They qualified as Group C runners-up, winning 3 and drawing 3, but they didn't lose any. And then, of course, they beat Celtic. Are you watching, Chris Sutton? Your boys took a hell of a beating. Sorry, Doug, Celtic aren't your team, are they?
They outplayed Celtic. Absolutely outplayed them from start to finish. The first leg they won 3-1, and then they won the home tie 2-0. So, yeah, pretty comfortable in the end for Bodø Glimt.
Yes. I'm just keeping an eye on it, because the UEFA haven't actually gone live yet, but BT Sport has. But I think it's there's just a talking at the moment anyway.
Yeah, they're just talking. I think they'll probably be talking about the procedures of these things as well.
Yeah. They need to get me on. I'll keep it a lot shorter for them. Feyenoord, if you do see them go live, give me a shout, mate, because I can't have 3 screens going. I'm lucky to have 2. So Feyenoord from Holland, we all know them. UEFA ranking 57. They were group winners. But I mean, a lot of these teams were not so long ago been in the Champions League. Again, they hadn't lost, and the 8-3 aggregate winners over Partizan. And they got into the UEFA Europa League last season, and their best was winners in 73-74 and 2001-2. So again, not to be taken lightly. And then we're looking at probably the best team in the competition, Leicester City, ranking 76. I mean, we hope that's going to go up the more. Obviously, we are in Europe. We qualified by finishing third in the Europa League. Had we finished second, we'd have got Barcelona, and we might be out of Europe now. It's all ifs, buts. But we beat Rennes, obviously, second leg last night. Our Europa League best is the round of 16 last season, but of course we did get to the Champions League in the 16-17 season. We got into the quarterfinals of that competition. How do you see our chances, Doug, on this?
I think you've got a very good chance. I think you've obviously beat, Rennes were a good side, and if you actually remember, Rennes actually knocked out Arsenal in the Europa League. So you've actually managed to go further than they did when they played Rennes. So I think you've got the best opportunity. PAOK, they're a very, very good Greek side. Yeah. Again, as I keep saying to you, Greek sides don't really travel very well as well. So maybe that might be one to maybe look at as well. But obviously, we've said for a while now that there's no easy games, but. No. I think you've got a good opportunity to go far, and you know what, you've got a chance of potentially getting into the top half of the Premier League. Yeah. But the thing for me is, if you're in the competition, try and go and win it.
Of course, no, definitely. And at the moment, 19% of people agree with you on the UEFA poll on their page, and they're asking the fans who will win it. 19% have gone for Leicester City so far. I think 18.9% of those of that is Leicester fans. Let's be honest with you. But Roma's back down. Bodo have got 14%. Good God. Roma have got 16. And Marseille have only got 7%. That's interesting.
Well, remember Bodo Glimt actually played Roma earlier this season, and they won 6-1. Against Roma.
Bloody hell. Like I say, you've got to be careful what you wish for, haven't you? Marseille,
indeed.
46th, qualified third in the Europa League group, like Leicester, ended up having to drop down, and they beat Quarabag. Bloody hell. And then Ball, they won in the last round. Last season, they're in the Champions League group stage. So, again, like you say, big names in here. And of course, they've actually runners up in the UEFA Cup 98-9, 3-4, and 17-18, which is obviously very, very recent. PAOK, 72, just above Leicester in the ranking. They qualified as runners up in this competition. And last season, they were in the Europa League group stage. They finished third. And they've never really got past the round of 32. So this is uncharted territory for them.
Yeah.
They haven't quite started on ours, Rennes. So I think it is about to start. So very quickly, Eindhoven 56th. They've won the Europa League back in the 70s. And then we have got Roma, obviously the top dogs in the group. We UEFA ranking 12, and of course they've again been runners-up in the Europa League, but they've never won it. And again, not so long, of course, they were in the old Champions League. And Slavia Prague, their 33 ranking, second highest. They qualified as group runners-up in this. And of course, they got through to the semi-finals, as you can see, 95-96 in the UEFA Cup. So that is the all the teams that are in it. It looks like we are about to start anytime soon. In the final, somebody was asking when how they're going to do the draw for the home and away for the final, and I think they're just going to draw that for administrative purposes. They said earlier. Just very quickly, Doug. I mean, you obviously Liverpool fan there. You're happy with Benfica?
I am, yeah. We need to get back at them for 05-06 because when we were the holders of the Champions League, when we beat AC Milan, they were actually the team to beat us. So there's a few things to be sort of crossed over there. But yeah, it's a great draw for us, and I think the away game first is good for us, and then obviously get them back at Anfield. But them knocking out Ajax was a big surprise. I don't think anyone expected them to go to Ajax and win. But credit where is credit's due.
Yeah, it's very. And I'm trying to think who I did say earlier. Who you get if you beat Benfica?
Villarreal or Bayern Munich.
Oh, well, we think we know who that will probably be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, but the cup games, like you say, you couldn't see Benfica beating Ajax, and who'd have thought Blood Grimt or whatever they're called would be this. They sound like an extra off Lord of the Rings, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Blood Grimt walking through. It's like you say, the one-off games, and I mean, from Leicester's point of view, is looking at it from an outsider. We're having a bad season. If we can finish winning this, and even if we're sort of outside the European places, it will guarantee us. It will still be a good season, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And a cup's a cup at the end of the day, and obviously, winning things is a good mentality to have for a football club. Hoping to avoid the team that can't decide their. Bodo Glimt. Is it?
Yes.
Bodo Glimt and Slavia Prague.
I've got to say this. I'm just going to say this here, actually. I'm just watching the BT link. I can't get the Europa link up, actually. I've just got the BT link up, and there's a chat going down the side, and someone's just said, "Where are Spurs?" I mean, I absolutely love it. And I tell you what, seeing as that was mentioned, I think we should do this.
It's time for the Daily Spurs.
Never need an excuse to do this, but seeing as Spurs was mentioned, it's 14 years, 17 days, 20 hours, 39 minutes and 48 seconds since Spurs last won a trophy, and it's going to get longer and longer, Spurs. But hey, I couldn't resist that. As in, I just thought that was funny. It was funny saying, like, "Where's Spurs?" Yeah. People have been asking that for 14 years, I'll tell you. But we are very much close to starting. Get yourself comfy, get yourself a beer, and get yourself sat in that seat. I think that UEFA must be sponsored by some language company, because they can talk and they can talk and they can talk. They really can.
Yeah.
It's like this is all they have. This is all they have, and they're gonna make the most of it.
Yeah.
Terry says, "Wake me up when the draw starts, please." I know.
Yeah, it's just starting now. Just starting now.
Oh, he's got his hands in the balls. Here we go. Who's it going to be? I'm actually quite nervous now. So the first ball out is, he's taking his time opening it up. Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt, yeah.
I presume that means they're at home because they've been drawn out first. But don't get it. I'd sooner be drawn out second and be home in the second leg.
Yeah.
To be honest. Oh, he's having to talk something else now. Quarterfinals. Here we go.
This is one to avoid for me. Oh, Roma!
Oh, Roma! Oh! If Bodlim get past that, they deserve to go.
Yeah,
all
they
the
do.
way. Yeah.
I mean, no joke. They did actually beat Roma 6-1 earlier in this competition. I think
in this competition. Jack, good evening. How the devil are you,
Hello,
sir?
Jack.
It was, yeah. Roma versus Bodo Glimt return game, yeah. And Scott said, whose balls were you talking about? I'm not saying. And then we've got Feyenoord have been drawn out. Oh, who will this be against? My hands are here, by the way, but you can't see them. But that's just the way the camera's angle set. Well, everybody doesn't understand that I sit here. I'm an actress. I sit here naked from here downwards. Right? Who's next? So it's Feyenoord are going to be playing
Slavia Prague.
Ooh.
So you've avoided Slavia Prague and Roma so far.
Yes.
So that's good.
I wanted Slavia Prague, as you know. I didn't want Roma, so that's good. I wouldn't have minded Bodo Glimt, to be honest with you. I know what you're saying, but and this is
PAOK are still in there.
Yeah. Who's this one?
Ooh.
Oh, Marseille. I have a feeling, that tonight's going to be a good night. Now I've got a feeling that we might get these. There's only 3 balls left, guys. Are we in there? Have we actually put us in there? Oh, who's this? Who is this? Who's going to be playing Marseille in France? Are we going back to France?
Oh, no, you're
PAOK.
not. PAOK.
So who have we got definitely then?
Eindhoven.
Yes, yet we have got Eindhoven.
Just determines when if you're home first or away.
Yes. I suppose if you're home first, you could, with Rennes, get the advantage of the win. But,
yeah,
this is... And he's opening his ball. Sure, there's an easier way of doing it, but still. It's just like Leicester. Yeah, Leicester City. We're at home in the first leg, and we are playing Eindhoven. Oh, I'll be honest with you. Let's just have a look at Eindhoven. I mean, they're 56, so I do want them. I'm not too disappointed with that.
No.
Mike says PSV Eindhoven are very, very good. Well, he didn't say very, he said very good. So I don't know. What do you think of the draw? Just while I add a banner here.
I mean, Bodo Glimt Roma is very, very intriguing again. I mean, I don't think it'll be 6-1 again, but the fact that Roma have played them already this season. It'll be it's an interesting tie, that one. Feyenoord Slavia Prague is a very good tie as well, and you've avoided Marseille and PAOK. I think PAOK would probably be the one you would probably have wanted, but Eindhoven are still a very, very good opposition to play. So I think you'll be happy with that. I think you'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Jeff says would have liked Marseille because of under, but happy to get PSV. Scott says could have been worse. Glad we didn't get Bodo Glimt or Slav. Those are the 2 I wanted, Scott. Have you gone for those just to be awkward? No, I know you haven't, mate. I know you haven't. James, good evening. Very tough draw. Look, it's the quarterfinals of a European competition. We shouldn't worry. Every draw it's going to be difficult.
I think they're just making the semi-final now.
Yeah, let's have a look. This is game.
The winners of quarterfinal
That's
4.
Us. That's
us. You. So Leicester, PSV.
So for the semi, it is 4 versus virtually last out and then first out in this round.
Quarterfinal 1.
Got Roma, possibly.
Bodo Glimt or Roma.
And we're away second leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cloud, Leicester or Eindhoven will be playing Bodo Glimt or AS Roma, with second leg being at home. And then winners of quarterfinal 2, so they are at home to obviously 3. So, the semi-finals are going to be Leicester or Eindhoven, home first leg, and then away to Bodo Glimt or Roma. And then you're going to have Feyenoord or Slavia Prague at away to home first leg, away second leg to Marseille or PAOK. I mean, that's you knew. I suppose we kind of knew we were going to get at some time. We knew we were going to get Roma. I mean, even if it's in the final, you've got to. If you're going to win it, you're going to have to play these teams. And we've got to say, before we worry about Roma, in fairness, we've got to. What's he drawing now? Oh, he's still doing that. In fairness, we've got to say, we can't take Eindhoven lightly and say that we're automatically going to,
apparently the winners of semi-final 1 would be the home team in the final.
Oh, that's us then.
Yep.
Home team in final. There we go then. Like I said, let's not take Feyenoord for granted. Eindhoven for granted. And you've got to say that Roma would be the most likely. I mean, we were being made joint favourites with Roma, and I'm looking at those placings and I'm thinking, why? I think that's just British bookies getting a little bit loyal, I think. Rennie, what do you think here? Rennie says, do we have a chance to beat PSV?
I think it all determines if you do it in the first leg. If you can get a good lead going into Eindhoven, then yes, I honestly do think you could go and win that game. And then obviously, Bodo Glimt or Roma in the semi is a very, very interesting game for sure. Good matchups actually. Good matchups.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. Jose versus Rogers could well be. Chris, as long as Brad doesn't have a mad prediction from now on, PS don't ask him for one. Jeff, come on, Norway. Well, we didn't quite get Norway, did we? But Mike says it. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, Mike, and I know Leicester aren't in there, but that would be the final that I think everybody is going to be thinking, that's what it's going to be. Would you agree with that, Doug?
I think looking at the ties, I think one of Roma or Bodo Glimt are probably going to be in the final, and then I think it's completely open after that for me. I think Marseille are a good side. You'd expect Marseille to get past PAOK, I think, and then I think it's a toss of a coin whether it's Feyenoord or Slavia Prague.
Yes, yeah. Well, let me just we'll go through them. Or let me just bring the page up here. Share screen. So here we go. Right, so I'm just going to ignore your the comments at the moment. I'm going to get this bit up big. It's a bit small here. So the quarterfinals there. Bodo Glimt against Roma. You've got to think that Roma are going to sort of go for that. Feyenoord, Slavia Prague. I really hope it's Feyenoord. Would you? Where would you put your money on that one?
I'll say Roma for the first one. I would say, yeah, I'm gonna say Feyenoord. I'm gonna say Feyenoord.
Yes.
I think the third one is pretty obvious. Like Marseille will get past PAOK.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say Leicester.
Right. I love you. You will go far, young man. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I wish I had your confidence, to be honest with you. But hey, they are league matches. Technically they're cup games, and it could just go either way, couldn't it? Any of them could. Like I say, you wouldn't have said Bodo Glimt getting this far. So, you don't, and at the end of the day, with Roma, of course, you've got the unpredictability of Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, I'm just checking who your fixtures are, in between those European games. You're away to Man United on the 2nd of April, and then obviously you'll have the quarterfinal against PSV at home. And then you're at home to Crystal Palace, which I imagine will be moved to the Sunday now. And then you'll obviously have the second leg, and then you're away to Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, not easy games. Man United, you just don't know which Man United are going to turn up. Newcastle, they have been on some really good form of recent. So again, but it will be interesting to see how Brendan prioritizes his games. You could see he was doing that against Arsenal, but why? If you're going to give Ndidi the time off, give him a rest, give him the 90 rest. Not just give him 70 minutes rest. I just didn't get those. Those. That's what I'm looking for. Those substitutions at all, to be honest with you. But you've got to. As a fan, I think I've said you've got to look at this being our best chance of getting back into the Europa League. In fairness,
yeah, absolutely. And as I said earlier, you're in a competition. You're there to hopefully win it. And I think you have got a good chance. I think if you keep it tight against PSV, then go to their ground and try and get at least maybe a 1-1 or something, and then you go through. I think it all depends on the first leg, though. See how you do in the first leg, and then it'll determine the tie in the second leg.
Yeah. Right, let's quickly have a look at some more comments here. James says very tough draw. I mean, for me, there could have been tougher, and it could have been easier, but. Like we keep saying, we've said so many times, at this stage, we're in the quarterfinals of a European competition. Whoever we play are not going to be mugs. Jack says, good draw for that, lads. PSV will be difficult, but English side should be strong for all the rest of Europe. We've just asked that, haven't we? Jack Linton says, bit worried for the semi. Well, yeah, Matt, like we say, we've got to play them at some point if we want to win it. And let's be honest with you, if we get to the semi-finals, it is still a hell of a good, run for us, especially with Rodgers, having not got past the round of 16 ever. He's beaten that. Rennes says, our transfer target, Nani against us. Mike, I like the way Marseille play. They're so expansive and play well to a system. Always got a chance of getting through, says Scott. Depends on the mentality and the fitness. Thing is, we've had injuries. We can talk about those all day, but what we are getting is all our players back at the right time.
Yeah.
know, I mean, I know Ndidi and Albrighton went off yesterday, but you know, Fofana, what a big addition, you know, and in a way, Soyuncu, I'm glad he was injured, and that sounds horrible, because I think if Fofana had come back and Soyuncu had been injured, it was almost certainly be Soyuncu was the left centre back and Fofana was the right. But because Soyuncu wasn't back, he had to play with Amati, and Amati was on the right. And my God, they played well yesterday. Amati is he's going to be my most improved player of this season. And so, you know, I hope he sticks with those two because he's played better. He's been more regular than Soyuncu. Does Mourinho get the sack if he loses to Bodo Glimt? No, if he loses to us, he does, because we've done it twice to him before, Scott, haven't we?
Yes, you have, yeah.
Jeff says, last time I saw Marseille, Under had an assist and a wonder goal, so hopefully see them in the final. Rennie, that's not nice, Rennie. That's not nice. Put the reserves out in the Prem, full focus on. To be honest with you, the reserves, Scott, would probably do better.
I'm just having a wee look at some of the players that played for PSV. Mario Götze, remember him? Scored the winner for Germany in the World Cup final in 2014. He plays for PSV. Eran Zahavi is the Israeli that completely terrorizes Scotland every time he plays. And I've just noticed that they've got an ex-Spurs player in there, in Carlos Vinicius as well.
Now, I'm sorry, Matt, but how do you know these things? I mean, I've never even heard of that place. It sounds like you're sneezing. How do you know this information?
Carlos Vinicius, yeah, he was brought to Spurs, I think, by Mourinho. He played him in like an FA Cup tie, I think, against Marine. He's got a hat trick, high status, and yeah, he got drafted out back to PSV. I think he's on loan there. I could be completely wrong, but from what I know, Carlos Vinicius used to play for Spurs.
Well, I'll bow to your superior knowledge. This is why everybody asks me, like, shall we do a sort of joint 11 for the game that's coming up? I don't know, because I don't know any of your players. I know I don't do fantasy football, so I don't have to sort of work anything out. I know the obvious ones, you know. Terry says he's going to go back to the grindstone. Good luck, mate. Thanks for popping on. Static, thanks for popping on as well. And Chris, do not underestimate PSV. Very good team, dangerous and unpredictable. Yeah, I mean, if we were saying that earlier, weren't we? We can't presume that we're going to get through to play Roma. But look, you know, we're in the quarterfinals. Can't ask for more than that. And you're going to, you know, it's a draw. And I'm not going to say it about drawing the team that you want when it falls back on you, because people I say that all the time. Wycombe Wanderers. Look, thank you so much for popping on and joining me. I'm going to see you in about an hour and a half over on Dan's channel for the predictions.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, you know. So you've got a lot of me today. Again, just give a shout out where people can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on the YouTube at the Dugout Football channel. I did a Champions League stream earlier, and to say it's done well would be an understatement. It is my most viewed video to date.
Really?
It's at 19k views at the moment.
19k, bloody hell, mate!
Because I had about 400 odd people watching at one point. It was absolutely crazy. So, obviously, if you want to check that out, then obviously do check it out. But yeah, I'm absolutely blown away by that. Instagram, you can find me on Douglas.Horn. Twitter is Enrod_992, and Facebook is Douglas James Horn.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Doug. Well done on those figures. They are amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in an hour and a half.
I'll see you in an hour and a half. See you later.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks to Doug for coming on there. Let me just get rid of these. I don't know how he knows these things. And I tell you what, Mike's another one as well. He knows his stuff. He really, really does. But anyway, thanks very much, guys. It is PSV Eindhoven. I'm off to have a wash down and a quick run with the Daily Mail. And I will see you guys back over on Turf Moorhouse TV. And then we are live. That's in an hour and a half. As I say, we're live at 7 with the Brentford preview, when I will be joined by Ant from Beyond the 90. A couple of Leicester channels coming together for this one. Very Static's just putting somebody right on their pronunciation of his name. Guys, if you do nothing else today, please, would you do this for me? Yeah, please like the video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not, get over to YouTube, share the video, please. And most of all, please subscribe. Eindhoven it is. First leg at home, second leg away. And then we will be, if we get through that, but if, obviously it's a big if, we'll then be at home in the first leg to Bodo Glimt or Roma. All three of them, probably. So, hey, not going to be easy, but we're into the quarters. Let's just... he's in the... Oh, Richard, good evening. Good afternoon, good morning. You see, I'm still at it. So I shouldn't be drinking this early in the day, should I? Thanks a lot, Richard. Great respect to you for the win last night. Yarmolenko, if anybody was going to score that winning goal, big up to him and big up to West Ham. Hey, we might both get into a European final, Richard. You never know. Don't know who you've got in the next round because I didn't watch it. I'm not going to be honest with you. But happy with PSV? Yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I would have been that well. Like I say, you want to think, well, I would have wanted Bodo Glimt because they're the lowest ranked and the Norwegian, they're not the toughest league. But they've got through to the quarterfinals of a European competition and they beat Roma in the group stages of this competition. So they're not to be taken lightly. But Eindhoven, I think, could have been a lot worse. We avoided Roma in this round anyway. We avoided Marseille. But you've got to play everybody at some point anyway. Mike says, Richard, West Ham have got Lyon. Are you happy with that? Stighton, thank you very much for joining us. Steaton, is it? I'm useless at names and pronunciation. Sounds strange, but Roma is the best draw because we already know them and can focus more on learning even more. I take it, you are a Bodo Glimt fan. Statin, my Instagram is at LeicesterTid. Give me a follow and we'll have a chat because we might end up playing each other. You don't know. Richard says you've got Leon. Nani's a very good winger, says Rennes. Turf Moorhouse. Go on, Leicester. Go on and win it, pal. My phone died, so I haven't been able to see much. Get yourself plugged in because we're coming over in 40 minutes. Turf Moorhouse TV. You'll see me and you will see Doug again doing our predictions. There's only 4, so it could be a very quick show. But then again, you've got me and Dan. It's never going to be short, is it? Spencer, good night, goodbye, good evening, goodbye. Oh, honestly, I just shouldn't do daytime TV, should I? Give us a follow, mate, and we'll have a chat. It will be great at Leicester TID. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for everybody in the chat. It has been great to have you on. Thanks for watching, and thank you to Doug, like I say, and catch us over at Turf Moorhouse TV in an hour and a half, an hour and 25 minutes now. Thank you for listening. If you've been listening on the podcast in a week, in less than a week, actually, in 4 days, we've had nearly 600 downloads of our podcast. Leicester Till I Die, it's called. You can find us on all the major platforms. I found out about another platform I never even heard of that I found out we were on. So it all helps. So, yeah. if you're listening, thank you very much for listening as well. Bye, Renee. Yeah, I will do Mike. Don't worry, I'll do that so when I come off. And I will. That sounded off, didn't it? That sounded bad. I will see you all. See, if I don't see you over on Turfs, I'll see you back here at 7 o'clock. We're talking all things Brentford with Ant from Beyond the 90 website. Thanks so much. Stay safe, guys. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
That's all, folks.